Hey, check it out. I was stoned this morning. I'm so stoned. I have 2 cups of coffee, and I got sick of sucking on my joint to get it lit, so I decided I was going to blow it instead, and I just shot it like a rocket. It's already one of those days, but yo, it's Monday, so let's do something, hey? I'll be back in 1 minute to start the show.
King, get that shit again. Get that shit again.
I thought those lyrics were coming in right there. Yeah. Hey, y'all see that I made a video and somebody didn't like it? That makes me so happy.
Hey, I don't got to shoot, I got
Shooters.
shooters. I know I'm cooler than the
Coolest.
coolest. I know this way you keep your alcohol.
Oh.
I know that I'm out at
Bad ball.
All of my niggas is savages. Mean up the bone like some scavengers. I know that them fly, I got passengers. I love Jesus Christ and Bible passages. My girl so fly, she have a Merlin. She love the majesty like Merlin. And the boss like a Laker, Irvin. Should've kept it clean like this detergent. So shit, I done let the cat up out the bag. I get naked and let the dick out the sack. Let it breathe, get some air. Baby, please, I'm already there. Decadent creamery everywhere. I represent me, it's a love affair. Smelling the trees, it's a buzzing here. Carry down with the team if you weren't prepared. Hey, this is my style. I do it to get some attention. Hey, the car going wild, so I guess I'ma keep on spitting. Nigga, I borrowed your style, but you won't get no honorable mention. I'm rocking it better than you. I'm making retire no pension. I just get the bread at the food. Apply sandwich spread and make it smooth. My movement gon' move. The only option not to lose. Hey, never been scared, you ain't prepared. I ain't sorry. Your breezy clearly walked the ass over here. I ain't sorry. Mad cause you think I ran out with your beer. I ain't sorry. You tripping cause you think I stole your career. I ain't sorry.
Happy birthday.
Hey, you ain't feeling me, no apologies.
I ain't sorry.
Hey, sorry, not sorry. Hey, I ain't sorry. I don't even feel that bad, my nigga. I ain't sorry. Give no fucks about your ass, my nigga. I ain't sorry. You got options, nigga, choose. Keep it popping like a tool. Or your bitch pussy hole in my crew. Colder than the ice under illusion. I'm whipping the wheel and I come for the deals. Collect the cartel in the building still. Y'all popping the pills. Ask your girl how it feel with my cock in the grill when I drill for real. Job on numbers, hell no feeling still. Cause she wanna stack high for selling real. For we're killing, she prepared to kill a meal. Crash a plane, blow up a building when it's real. As real as it gets off the real to real. But we don't fuck with that, it's all digital. My cash always nice if I'm in the mill. I put that on the mats and it tracks a bill. Northwest, southwest, northeast, southeast. I'm a beast, federal indictments for the rap sheets. For the rhyming, you know they can catch me. You can catch me all up in the fresh shoes. Cause it's my time, my nigga, I done pay dues. They watch my movements and study how I move. But I'm out there blooming like none of these dudes. Hey, having to do it for self. Hey, nigga always on his grind. Hey, have to keep me to their job. Hey, never having enough time. Wait, but I ain't gonna never stop. Hey, running hours in my mind. Hey, passionate about this rap. Hey, I ain't sorry, I ain't lying. Hey, never been scared, you ain't prepared.
I ain't sorry.
Your breezy clearly walked the ass over here. I ain't sorry. Mad cause you think I ran out with your beer. I ain't sorry. You tripping cause you think I stole your career. I ain't sorry.
You know what I try to be in life? I try to be KRS-One to other people because I had the opportunity to meet KRS-One and to speak with them and to have him teach me some things that blew my mind. But KRS-One isn't accessible as I am. So my goal is to translate some of that kind of information to you guys. So let me give you a real quick for everybody that tuned in early. This is Coffee and Bong Hits with Jessie. Let's start the show. Shut the fuck up, sorry ass motherfucker, stay away from me. I top. Monday, 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 yeah. Monday, 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 yeah. Monday, 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 yeah. This is Coffee Bonghits on Monday. Don't forget, go to standupandfightback.bigcartel.com and get all the edgy stuff that you could ever want on your shirt. All right, like I said, this is Coffee and Bonghits. I'm Jessie, and I'm gonna start the show with a piece of free game, man. I got a real cool piece of information I could share with you guys that's really beneficial, and I call it the Timothy Lake strategy, right? So we talk every morning about how your brain is a machine that exists in a finite place in time and space, right? There's exact locked coordinates at all times where your brain is, right? Latitude, longitude up in the ephemeris, and then an exact time and an exact spinning of the earth at any moment. They can they can tell where your phone is, right? But your brain is the same. There's an exact location. Now your mind is infinite beyond time and space. So let's say that you want to go to Timothy Lake. So you have a brain that's coordinated at right now, right here at this time and space. And then you have a brain, then you have a brain that is also at Timothy Lake at a different time and a different space and a different location, right? But both of those time, space, brain locations are real. You can have multiple every second, every time you move, every time you have a new thought, your brain coordinates change, right? Those numbers that you punch into your brain change. It was 4 o'clock. I was here. I thought this. Why did you think that? Because you were responding to stimuli, right? Stimuli, like a computer, like a microwave, like an automobile, stimuli affects your brain and produces a predictable response, right? Okay. But your mind exists infinitely outside of the constraints. So where are you going to put your mind is the trick. If you put your mind here, Portland, Oregon, 10:08 a.m., 2020, think what you have to do to get to Timothy Lake. You build up this whole list of stuff you have to do. You have to go to the grocery store. You have to go to get gas. You got to write a grocery list. You got to bag up the groceries. Don't forget ice. Let's stop at Black Rock and get a coffee, whatever, right? This whole giant list of incidental things that might be happening in your life. That is a lot. That is a lot to process, right? But here's the thing. It's already happened on an infinite time loop. Because there's no experience that you're having that can't possibly be just looped over and over and over, because that's how the time works, right? So it's presumptuous to think that the one time you thought about it was the very first time you're experiencing something, right? Okay, so now let's say if you take your brain at Timothy Lake and slide into that one instead, but you're still here, but you take your mind out and put it in the Timothy Lake one to change your perspective. So now when you're at Timothy Lake and somebody asks, so how did you get here? You're like, shit, we just had to get groceries, get gas, and then boom, we were here. Okay, now check out the difference in that list. The one list is long, it's arduous, it's laborious, there's a lot of moving parts to it. The other list is small, and it only recalls the punctuated moments, the funny stories, the frustrating moments, the times where you had to use your wits to detour a potential problem, right? Think about it. You have a brain here, and you have a brain where you need to go. And the gap between those 2 points is called a bridge of incidentals. And when you get to the end point, there is no way that you could have accurately predicted all the randomness of the universe and all the plot twists that led to that point, right? But you're already there, so it's guaranteed if you put your mind at that final destination point, right? Then, one, it makes your life a lot easier because you know at every crossroads, does this left or this right take me closer to the mountaintop or closer to the ocean, right? If you have a destination, then you're not just a rudderless ship out on the ocean, just sailing in circles, living your life waiting to die. Like, go to a destination, set goals. And here's the weird thing. You can just do it. You can just do it. But the way to do it is to put your mind at Timothy Lake. That way you are pulling your experience towards the future versus if you keep your mind here in Portland, Oregon on the moon. Sorry, I keep saying I'm in Portland, but I'm on the moon. Then you're pushing this boulder uphill because you've burdened yourself and weighed down your own saddlebags with the extra baggage that's unnecessary. Bro, don't live on the bridge of incidents. You guys might have remembered, man, Diction spoke about that when he was on the show last week, man, like last Thursday. He was talking about the bridge of incidents. That's a good place to waste a lot of your power, man. Okay, look, that's 10:12. So I just want to remind you guys when we get to that part, this is our exercise, and it's especially important on a Monday that we remind ourselves that your brain is a car, your mind is a passenger. Your mind, oftentimes, if you wake up and just willingly enter the aquarium, instead of waking up, standing back and observing the aquarium from the distance, right? That 2, 3, 5, 10 minutes in the morning where you separate yourself from the phone. Oh, look, y'all. You see that? Look, my G gave me this sticker to protect me from 5G radiation. Yeah, but this dirty black sticker is going to protect me way more. Believe that. All right, so let's do this exercise together. Visualize your mind being a passenger right now in this car. Unbuckle, unlock the door, get up out the passenger seat, walk around the back of your head, climb into the front seat. Lock the door, buckle up, look around you. Look what you control now. You control everything. You can just control your honking horn for the hell of it. Why? Why are you honking the horn? Why are you honking the horn? I don't know. Boom. Turn on the windshield wipers. It's not even raining. Why you got the windshield wipers on? I don't know. Because I can. Because I can. Then you reach for your little unzip the CD book. They're like, oh, what are you doing? Oh no, he's out of control. What do you put in the CD player? And then you're just like, bah, I'm the one in control of this. You know, it's crazy that, wow, look, I'm trembling. Okay, I got something to tell you guys. It's pretty crazy. Everybody's okay. Don't let your anxiety. Don't get anxiety. Everything's okay. But I got to tell you some shit that happened to me the other day. So look at that long ass lecture I just gave, which KRS-One will be so proud of. KRS-One will be super proud of that lecture. on Friday, I was faced with my same speech being told back to me. And that really shook me up in a weird way. Like, I met that woman, Kelly. And Kelly was a sinner. And I don't know what kind of sinner. I'm hoping it was just a mild case of sinner and that she mostly feels like a sinner out of guilt and that she's not truly a terrible person because she doesn't seem like one. So you guys might have seen the video the other day where I stopped at this lady's garage sale under some seriously auspicious circumstances, right? The transmission on my truck, it just went out. I just got ghosted by the mechanic dude that was supposed to help me. I wasn't sure what was going on. So I'm driving down the road and I see the garage sale sign, right? And there's this lady in there. There's a lady in the house. And so I go in the house and there's all kinds of, it's just got a really weird vibe, man. It's just got this really, really strange vibe. Like everybody that was in the garage sale shouldn't have been there, right? They were just like offensive to my frequency, right? Like they just sounded staticky. So I realized something's amiss, and I wait till the people are moved away, and then I asked the lady who I never even met before. Like I just introduced myself, said, "Oh, you're having a garage sale. I'm looking for a coat rack." She's like, "I have one." I'm like, "Oh, wonderful." Then I realized something was going wrong, and so I asked her. I was like, "Yo, what's the deal? What's going on?" And she goes, "I'm selling all my possessions to pay off my debt." And I was like, "Well, I'm looking around at your house and you don't really have any possessions. I hope your debt's not, more than like $50 or something. Because I'll give you 10 for this coat rack." And she said, "No, I'm going to sell my possessions because I have a refrigerator and a stove. And God told me that he'll take care of my stuff, take care of my debt." And I was like, "Wait a minute, you're selling your stove and you're selling your refrigerator. Where are you going to keep your food?" She's like, I don't know. It's fine. God will take care of everything." I'm like, "What?" And I was like, "Well, how are you going to cook your food if you sell your oven?" She goes, "It's okay. The Lord provides everything for me. I was a sinner and Jesus saved me. And if Jesus saved me once, he'll save me again." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, lady." Because I was really turned off by the Jesus part of it, right? That part really, really turned me off, right? But then I started realizing that separate from Jesus or not Jesus, that we were now embroiled in a serious spiritual struggle, right? Like there was literally demons. You know what I'm talking about? I know you know there are demons on this planet dressed like real people, walk around like real people, but their only goal is just the erosion of the degradation of human civility, right? Just out of jealousy to undermine and compromise and corrupt the human race, right? You know that. It's obvious. Even if somebody didn't already tell you that shit, like in the Bible or whatever, you would just be like, I think something's up. But the fact that they told us that a long time ago is pretty cool to me. And I know people are like, "Oh, Jessie, not the Bible, not Jesus." Nah, I get it, bros. I get it. Y'all are so woke. Y'all are so woke. Trust me, look, this and Jesus is only like that woke, right? Just because you recently discovered that maybe Jesus wasn't real doesn't make you woke, right? Just because you recently discovered something and you want to validate your own experience and your own newfound, and even if it's not newfound, what if it was 10 years ago? What if it was 20 years ago? It doesn't matter. What you want to do is you want to validate your own belief by dissing others. I don't need to bring down anybody else's beliefs, man, because you don't know. That might just be a little tiny heaven for a small group of people, and you're just not privy to that information, so it doesn't make sense to you, right? Just because you don't have a membership to the Flight Lounge Cafe doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, right? So I don't have those conversations. And mind you, if somebody tells you that they don't have a soul, believe them and keep it pushing. For real. If they say, when I die, I will return to the dirt, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. High five that mofo and just keep it moving. Just keep it moving. Be like, oh, thank you. But, that's no different than a dude named Don Flamenco or a dude named Glass Joe or Piston Honda or Bald Bull, right? Or Soda Popinski. Like, those are real people in life. They got families and stuff. But when you shut that game off, they ain't sitting at the house smoking with you. They live in the game. They exist only on the front of the TV, only on the front of the monitor. But when you drop the front of that and you look at the wiring and the circuitry and all the sods and all the welds, I don't know what you call soldering, a sod? I don't know. So I'm up in that woman's house. And she's telling me about Jesus. Now, let me tell you what I'm doing with my life right now. I'm touching incredible blessings and incredible opportunities. And I can't put a finger on it. But I tell you this, last time I hit no, brother. Last 2 times, actually, I went to factories, right? I go to the fish store. We live in an aquarium inside of a fish store next to other aquariums. Lots of other aquariums on lots of shelves. And they might all be decorated a little different. They might have different fish in it. Their water chemistry might be a little different. But mostly the rules are the same, right? So that's infinite realities, and you can live in one. And everybody wants to debate what happens when you see the green net. When the green net comes and takes you from this aquarium, when the green net comes and removes you from this reality, where do you go? And they sit in the aquarium, those fish, those science fish, and they argue about the green net. They say, when you get the green net, where are you going to go? Do you go to a little boy's house and live in a bowl in his bedroom and get talked to every day? Do you go to another tank? Are you just in another tank? Do you go to a giant, beautifully planted community aquarium? Are you piranha food? Are you Oscar food? Right? It's a legitimate question that people argue about, but it's irrelevant, because the relevant part is that there's somebody that tends to the aquariums in that fish store. It's a person. And that person has an entire life of their own outside of the aquarium. They have relationships inside whatever dimension the fish store is in. Dig? So when you wake up in the morning, you get to decide, are you going to grab your phone and jump into the aquarium and then sit up in the aquarium? Or when you wake up, are you going to keep your eyes closed for a little bit, don't touch the phone, and manifest yourself inside the fish store? So like I started to say, the last time that I took it, the last time that I went there, the last time that I dropped the front off of the monitor and swam within the wires and the diodes and the circuitry of the machine, right? The mechanism, the infinite blueprint full of binary codes and DNA strands and math, right? Last time I did that, I went to this this point where the very first DNA drops, but it wasn't even DNA. It was something more than DNA. It was infinite potential. And the infinite potential was dripping out of almost like a 3D printer, but without the machine, right? It was coming from this pure source, like a hose. And it was just coming, man, this is, sounds crazy. It sounds like somebody's about to ejaculate on my head. So I'm swimming up this stream of infinite potential. And I reached the very tip where they're actually splitting, where the one giant drop diverts. And by infinite potential, I mean that every one of those drops of DNA or whatever it's called had the potential to be a person or an idea or a giggle or water or a horse or a hurtful word or a prayer. It could have been anything. And so as I swam up that waterfall in my brain, right, I reached the point where it was actually splitting. And there was this color. And this color was like blue, but it was the most beautiful blue you ever saw. And I remember coming out of that, the only thing that I wanted to remember from that whole trip really was the color juicy blue, because it was like a balloon that was stretched over a face. Almost like when a balloon is so full of water that it starts to lose the blue, right? It hits that juicy blue shine where it's like moist, like the water almost exists on the outside of the balloon. And there was a face. There was a face that was pressed up, but it was so close to mine. And my eyes couldn't focus. I was too close. I was too far away. And I was like, what are you? What are you? What are you that is giving us this life? What are you? Where is this infinite power from? So that's what I've been on for the last couple months. And then I stumbled upon this lady who was putting it more into practice than anybody I ever really saw. Remember this, man. You could step off of a cliff, and stepping off of a cliff would give you infinite power, infinite opportunity, infinite wishes to become reality. But we are conditioned by society and by those demons I was talking about earlier to live in a world of self-doubt and apprehension and self-questioning, right? And that woman sat in her house. That woman sat in her house reading her Bible while these devils of flesh peruse through her belongings. And I lost it. You know what? Now is a good time to remember that it's halftime. Sorry, guys. It is halftime. You know what that means? I already took 2 bowls to the head, but Red Pain is about to take 4 bowls to the head. This is Coffee and Bong Hits. We will be back in 30 seconds. Watch this, though. Holy shit. I love that. Every time. Every every time. All right, so we are back to coffee and bonghits. Think about that. Red Panda lives in an infinite loop where every time she does that, she acts like it's the first time. That's what I'm talking about. Don't be so presumptuous to think that whatever you're doing right now is the first time you've done it, right? So have extreme confidence in that because it's already happened, right? Like it's already happened. You're living in a memory. So just show up for the punctuated moments, yo. And remember, waves, forward, backwards, waves, right? The rhythm of your personal energy means conserve energy on the way back and kick on the way up. It's just like a swing, right? Too many people want to kick on their way back because they don't understand their energy. Or then when they reach the apex of the front swing, they don't have enough momentum, right? So it's all about building momentum as life is really like that swing. I never thought of that before until just now when I had to explain it. It's effing genius. The other way I explained that took like 5 minutes. I could just be walking around saying, no, it's just like a swing. Okay, so we were at Kelly's house, and there was demons everywhere. Now, look, I'm the first person to jump on somebody's shit should they start taking pictures of the people that they're helping, right? That's why that dude Bao is such a freaking sucker. Everybody else would be actually helping, and he would just be taking pictures of homeless people so he could put it on the internet and be like, look at me helping homeless people. I hate that. I know somebody one time that woke up a sleeping homeless person to take a picture with him so I could give him a stocking cap when it was 68 degrees outside. What? True story. Message me. I'll tell you who it was. I don't want to say it on the air because I don't think it was malicious. I think it was incidental. Okay, so look, this lady, and I know I shouldn't be running through the stop signs like this. This lady put a name on that power, man. And so I'm in that house, and it's full of demons. And it really, 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 to me, started feeling like one of those Bible stories. Like one of those Bible stories where an angel presents himself to test your mettle, right? I don't got to worry about that because I always do the right thing, right? But sometimes you're rewarded with great glory, right? And then the person that appears to be the most meek and meager and empty pocketed and possessionless turns out to secretly be rich beyond wildest dreams, right? Because let me tell you one thing, and I'll wrap this part up. That lady has something that you can never, ever, ever, ever buy, no matter how much money you have. No matter how opulent your lifestyle is, no matter how many people would jump when you snap your fingers, that lady has true wealth and probably a little bit of mental illness. All right, so then the bad guys are still around, right? And I'm crying by now because I'm literally in the middle of a heartbreaking reality of the world, right? This woman, nothing, is giving away the last of her nothings to satisfy a financial debt. And I was just like, oh my gosh. Okay, how can we stop this? And then, I don't know, all of a sudden, all my little busyness things just kind of disappeared and we helped the lady. So, but then when I came back to solve the problem, after I chased off those bad guys and turned on the video camera because I was concerned that I was going to put my hands on some of these bad guys. And you can tell too. Almost, man, go back. You can look through all my tapes. If I turn on a camera and real soon after doing that, I stick my hand out and introduce myself, that is a guaranteed precursor to some crazy shit about to happen. Good chance of somebody getting smashed. Real good chance of somebody getting smashed. And then the guy turned out to be a cop. Look, I know nobody cares. I know nobody cares about this story, man. Okay, look, you know what you should care about? Breakdancing is finally going to be in the Olympics. Isn't that so fantastic? I mean, I'm not a huge breakdancer, but just the absolute irrelevance of all of that is just so refreshing to me. Like, wow, nobody gives a shit. Like, if you have room in your brain right now to give a shit about breakdancing being in the Olympics, you either are a professional breakdancer or you work for the Olympic committee. Okay, I didn't want to do this, but let's see what's going on in the world. All right, there's a lot going down in the world. I'm sorry. I really felt like channeling that right there. Like, hey, because look, where else you gonna get? Where else you gonna have these conversations? It's cool that we don't have them right here on Facebook with a lot of people because people are busy, right? And they got other shit to do on the internet at all times. But I know that later on, when I look at the end of the day, I'm like, damn. If I even reach like 1% of the amount of people that have watched it by the end of the day, then that's some dope shit. Because infecting people with wisdom will only benefit. The mystery schools kept that shit away from us so that they could because humans mostly can't be trusted with it. And I'll tell you this, man, if we had about 500 listeners live right now, I probably wouldn't tell you guys this shit. All right, let's see what's on the internet. What? Are they launching a rocket? Damn, no, look, they're really launching a rocket. How did I miss this? Hold up. Shit, there's like fire on it. And piano music. Oh, we're just in time, kind of.
The first stage executes a series of 2 burns. The first burn is the entry burn, where 3 of the Merlin engines will reignite. This helps to slow the stage down as it re-enters the upper parts of the Earth's atmosphere. The second and final burn is the landing burn. This is a single engine burn that brings the vehicle speed down rapidly in order to land on our drone ship. The first of those 2 burns, the stage 1 entry burn, should happen around the T+6.5 minute mark.
Oh, damn, it's a replay. Burn. How did I fall for that? Okay, cool. You know what's really crazy is that we haven't talked about Rudy at all today. Oh, look. Oh, shit. This is live right now. Holy shit. Hey, we haven't talked about Rudy today, which is cool because
outside 10 meters.
I don't know what this is.
Approach
autonomous docking. That means autonomous means like a robot's just figuring it out on its own.
Sensation on space to ground 2, range 8 meters, good attitude.
Copy, 8 meters, good attitude.
Okay, so I don't know what that is. Let's get back to this. So we haven't talked about Rudy all day, which is crazy because now is finally a time when we might want to talk about Rudy because Rudy, the dude that nobody can stand.
Dragon is now inside 5 meters.
Oh shit! Inside 5 meters? That's Is this a camera on the robot? I wish I could make this even bigger. Oh, I think I can. Hold on. What am I doing? Jess, you dumbass. Look. Oh, no, I can't. That's as big as I can make it.
Three meters. Grounds have called a hands-off point, standing by for contact and capture.
Hi, Jenny.
Hello.
Hey, guys. It's Jenny Jones from Los Angeles. Hey, you're just in time. We're about to see a robot doing autonomous docking
Amazing.
in outer space.
Can't wait.
While this beautiful thing is happening, it was announced this morning by Iran that a drone with facial recognition and a machine gun is what took out their Minister of Nuclear Defense or whatever his title is. Man, people are like, I hate pepper spray.
And capture 12:40 p.m. Central Time.
Wait until the cops don't even show up. Wait until they just send a robot with a machine gun to just shoot protesters. We got to save this world right now. Hey, but here's the weird thing. Jenny, hear me out about this. Let's switch and go to this.
Contact and soft capture. Dragon and the International Space Station were 260 statute miles over the southern Indian Ocean. 12:40 p.m.
Beautiful.
260 miles over the Indian Ocean. I can't see shit, man. What am I even looking at? Hey, this does look like some Star Wars stuff, though. Looks like Cloud City up there. That's so weird. Okay.
The robot's being used for good.
Station Houston, ring rejection is in progress.
The only person that can save us from a killer robot is another killer robot. We're going to have to program good guy robots to fight bad guy robots, and we will just be an afterthought. That sucks. That sucks, because we'll have to program some of them, just like every sci-fi movie. We'll have to program some of them to always defend humans at all costs, right? And then the only way to explode their brain is to make them defend two humans at the same time that want to kill each other. And then boom, like I've seen it. I don't understand how people act like all this is brand new.
Confirmed contact and soft capture at 12:40 p.m. Central Time. The Dragon and Station were both 268 statute miles over the southern Indian Ocean at the time of capture. We're now standing by as Dragon undergo some of the final steps for a hard capture to the International Space Station. The first is the soft capture.
Holy shit.
There's 12 hooks that'll drive to maintain
what a time
hard
to
mate with the International
be
Space
alive.
Station. That'll be the next milestone coming up for Crew Dragon to officially dock to the International Space Station.
Wow. Man, what a time to be alive until they kill you. Okay, speaking of sci-fi movies, what the F is going on in Los Angeles and California?
So I'm here in Santa Monica, California, and the governor has taken a new approach to everything in the last week and basically broken us all into regions. And when one of those regions starts to dwindle in ICU capacity, so like below 15%, which is not great, then the whole region goes into almost like it was in March, where it's like a full sort of stay home order. We've been pretty loosey goosey. Like I know in the like on this whole stage, our state, people kind of make fun of it, I've noticed, for being like too aggressively locked down. But the reality is like our numbers and death rate are lower because we've been locked down. And even in those strict lockdown orders, most people aren't adhering to them. So even though we have like a mask mandate, a lot of people still are vehemently anti-mask wearer. They won't wear a mask. And so this regional approach, I think, is really to lump all of the more aggressively fighting it counties like LA County with places like Orange County, so that, because the reality is if our ICU beds fill up here in LA, I'm getting on the 405 freeway and driving to Orange County or San Diego to check myself into the hospital down there. I'm not going to just go, oh, well, LA's full, I'm dead. I'm going to go to like, and vice versa. You know, if their ICUs fill up, they're going to drive up to UCLA and use. So I think it's the more regional approach to me makes sense. I'm not personally, it doesn't, if you've been doing this for 9 months, I mean, 8 months, I don't even know how long it's been since we've been doing this. If any of this changes your lifestyle, then you haven't been following the orders anyways. So
does that mean that they just open and close restaurants and stuff like that? Based on countywide, like this county, you got to shut down all your restaurants for a week? That's death by 1,000 cuts for sure.
Yeah, so the main issue, all of the lockdown orders aside, the main issue is no businesses in our country or in our state or anywhere have had proper support to reopen within the guidelines that have been issued. So it's one thing to say retrofit your whole restaurant to be earthquake proof if you want to reopen, but we're not going to give you any money, you know? And so I think what's happened is a lot of the restaurants, retail, everywhere you see are doing their best to try to, like, I don't know, come up with some way to make it safe. But the reality is nobody has the physical or economic resources to fix the restaurant and make it really safe. So, and then you see people like outdoor dining, and they build an entire enclosed tent outside in the parking lot with no ventilation. And then they have a bunch of people in it without masks, which, yeah, it's outside your restaurant, but
Man,
use your noodle.
I just super cussed somebody out for that the other day. They put a picture up and they're like, we're outside. It's like you're huddled around a fire in a tent area, smoking cigarettes and coughing with a bunch of drunk people. And that's whatever. That's your own choice. But to put it on the internet and like just flaunt, it left such a sour taste in my mouth. You know, here's the thing. You don't have to make life harder. This is already hard. You can just simply like make good decisions.
Use your noodle. Use your noodle. Brain.
I think those people are demons, man. I really do. I think those people are demons.
So you're talking about technology earlier. So just now, right before I was logging on, California announced that they are using, they are finally 9 months in. We have the ability to have exposure notifications on our phones, which means that any Android or Apple, you go in your settings, you hit exposure notification, you pick your region or whatever. And then if I was out at Trader Joe's and I was standing out picking my lettuce for 6 hours and there was a woman next to me who had COVID and she has the exposure notification on, I would get an alert and it would say, hey, you were standing next to a woman who had COVID. You might want to go get a test. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. It just notifies you if you were in close proximity for a certain amount of time. So the issue, of course, is that everybody has to put it on their phone for it to work. If people can't even bother to wear a mask, I don't know that everyone's going to put it on their phone. You know, Facebook is tracking us. They could probably just do it anyways. Like Facebook could probably just, they probably have the ability to just do it.
That is genius.
They're already tracking us.
Because, yeah, if you just say COVID, if you're like, oh, I'm sick, Facebook knows. Facebook knows if I use the word CRACKER, right? And they will go back and track anytime I've ever used that word and ban me for 30 days. All the way back. They went back 7 years one time and tracked me down for using the word CRACKER, right? A slur against a white person, right? That's how they took it as hate speech.
They know I shopped for a Mandalorian baby Yoda ornament. I mean, so, you know, they know everything.
Facebook knew that I suggested to Karen that we open a budget blinds franchise. And within 5 minutes, I said it to her out loud. And within 5 minutes, they within 5 minutes, they had an ad on Facebook. So they absolutely can track who has COVID. If you even say it out loud in your house, oh shit, we got COVID. COVID sucks. Boom. Facebook knows. They can just
and if you combine it with TikTok, then, you know, it basically covers the entire globe at that point. I mean, again, I'm not saying everyone should insert the microchip into their brain or whatever, because I'm here for the microchip, but I don't think other people are. So that's fine. But I do think that, like, with these new stay-at-home orders, they literally affect like nothing of my life. But I'm not a restaurant owner, and I don't own a retail business. And if you own a retail business, if you own a bar, if you own a restaurant, it's not so much that we're in a point where our numbers are so high, everything needs to shut back down. It's that nobody's offering aid or any sort of like unemployment. I mean, everyone I know goes off unemployment very soon, if not already. The entire entertainment industry, we're all unemployed. Everyone's unemployed. Like, I go to film sets like maybe like twice a month or something. Like, I used to work every day. Like people who are unemployed in the film industry right now they don't have health insurance. We're going to start seeing people leaving their houses, and I don't know where people are going to go. I mean, I can see where they go to the street, but truthfully, like, unless they start passing some aid packages, passing some stimulus packages, and just literally paying people to stay home, they can't keep asking people to stay home. So it's a bad situation.
It has to be UBI. It has to be like a monthly stimulus or a monthly something, right? And do not tie it to taking the vaccine. Holy crap.
But truthfully, the vaccine, honestly, when people have these weird vaccine debates, I'm like, don't worry, you're not important. No one's going to give you the vaccine for like another year. Like, you are nowhere near the top of the totem pole of people who will be eligible for the vaccine. People arguing about their kids getting vaccinated. I'm like, there is no vaccine for kids. Kids aren't going to be vaccinated before the 2021 school year. We've already missed the window. We have effectively missed the window for kids to be vaccinated for 2021. So all these people out there arguing about vaccines, I'm like, it doesn't matter. You're not important enough to need the vaccine. I'm not important enough to need the vaccine. I will probably get vaccinated in 2022 when it's available to all of us at Rite Aid or something, you know? So, I mean, I think the vaccine debate is in some ways, it's just a bigger distraction from the fact that, like, that this thing is going on. They say even with vaccines, the very earliest that anyone can be back to normal or going is like May or June. Which means we're not even halfway through this.
So then, you know, I'm a progressive thinker. So let's take this a couple months into the future, and only a small percentage of our population has been vaccinated. And the hope is to create herd immunity through vaccines, right? Right. And people say it doesn't work if you're not vaccinated too, right? That's why people, when they scream about the measles, and other people say, well, if the vaccine worked, why do you got to worry about if I don't have the vaccine, right? And the people go, we all need to have the vaccine. So if not all of us have the vaccine, or if people only do it part way and allow it to mutate, what if it mutates as it figures out how to overcome the vaccine, right? It's a battle. This virus is like not intelligent, but it's sentient in the sense that it wants to spread like a mushroom, like spores, like a thought, right? Like an industrial complex. Yeah, everything wants more, right? Water wants to become more water, right? Businesses want to improve. The military industrial complex wants to lobby to sell more missiles, right? Like, everybody wants to grow, even a virus. So it's a battle. So let's look into the future. Okay. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Just like this mask mandate that's shutting everybody down isn't going to work. We've had mask mandates. And, you know, I was in South Dakota a couple months ago, and I went into a gas station in Delhi, and it was full. And I was the only person in there wearing a mask. And everybody looked at me like I was wearing a hijab or something, right? And as I walked out of that place, I looked down at the newspaper that was sitting there. And the headline, I took a picture of it. The headline said, South Dakota now leads nation in coronavirus.
Yep.
And nobody in there was wearing a mask. Right now, in small little pockets around the metropolitan area that I live in, people are purposely going to stores with no masks, and they're armed, and they're white nationalist extremists, right? And nobody can stop them. And they're going into these businesses with the strategy of exploiting them by saying they have a medical condition that makes it so they can't wear a mask.
They're gonna have a medical condition. They're gonna get a medical condition if they keep it up. I mean, this is the thing: is none of this is important or relevant until you start seeing people around you die. Until you start seeing people around you on ventilators, getting intubated, running out of ICU beds. Like, no, California hasn't seen it yet. Why? Because we've had very strict lockdown orders. I am just getting to the point where, like, I find out that, you know, maybe 5 or 6 people I know have COVID, or, oh, their dad died, their mom died. They're, you know, I'm 9 months in, I'm just getting to the point where, like, in the beginning, I knew a bunch of people who died in New York, right? And then, you know, but people, our modern society is designed to insulate us from anything that is not pleasing to our immediate sphere. So if we're all taking all our energy and insulating ourselves from people dying of COVID, which is what we're doing, it's not going to be important until your mom or dad has it, or you have it, and you're dead. So, you know, the people I know who are the most cautious are the people who've already had it. People I know who've had it and have, like, really been sick and really gone through it, they're the first person to put their mask on, because they're like, I don't think I'll live through that again. Like, that was like, I don't think I will actually live if I get it again. If there's another version, if there's a mutated version, I'm not going to live. And so I think until you start knowing people who have it, you're kind of like, it's no big deal. And truthfully, in California, we've kept our death rate so low and our numbers so low that a lot of people are just like, it's not real. Like, they don't believe it's real. And to me, it's like, okay, well, first of all, you probably don't know anyone who lives outside of California, because the rest of the country is a hot mess. Like, you know this. Like,
it's just starting to reach my monkey sphere, right?
Yeah.
In Portland, it's like, it's creeping, man. It went from second cousins or my cousin's friend to now it's 1 degree of separation, and it's actually touching my communities. Here's the thing that really trips me out is, so I assume that when I go to Walmart, or I don't go to Walmart right now, but I'm saying if a normal person goes to Walmart, right? Walmart is a dangerous ass place. But I did go to Winco the other day, right? So I assume that I came home with the coronavirus somewhere on my neck, somewhere on my ears, right? It's somewhere. It's on my shirt, right? If it's floating around everywhere, and those memes with the red virus balls are sincere, then why is there no public service announcements, no commercials about eating oranges? Why is there no public service announcements about a healthy diet? Because look, the coronavirus might live on my chin, but it will die inside me, right? Hi, Vanilla Coke Pepsi. I see you, bud. Nice to have you in today. Vanilla Coke Pepsi is our only Twitch viewer.
Good morning.
We broadcast to Twitch just because we can, but I don't really still know how to work the platform. So that's our link to Vanilla Coke Pepsi, and he lives in Canada. And we always love it when he pops in to visit us. Shoot, you know, it's 11 o'clock. Hey, Jenny, you want to come back next week or later this week?
I would love to. I will be here in my kitchen. I've been here for, I don't know, however long I've been here in my kitchen. And assuming I don't get vaccinated or abducted by aliens or something, I will probably still be sitting right here for the next 6 months.
Hey, you know what? We should collaborate on a show.
Yes. I would love that. I would
Let's
love
work.
that.
Okay,
Let's make something happen.
That's what I do. Okay. Oh, hey, Marty. The sweatshirts got pushed back 2 days. They'll be here on Wednesday because somebody needed a 4XL and that had to get special ordered. So the whole order got pushed back for it. Sorry. And it will all be here on Wednesday. Okay, you guys. I'd like to thank everybody that messes with us, especially Jenny. See you later, Jenny. Everybody that messes with us, we appreciate you guys. Go to urbansurvivorman.com and we'll have a bunch of new content up there this week. Plus, I don't know if you know, but we're doing some big things here at the new workspace. I'm glad you came in perfect timing, Marty, because I was just about to push this button. Hey, you guys, remember, if I don't say Audi 5000G at the end of the show, then monkeys with herpes or the cops took my phone. 5000G.
Pull up in motorcades. I got a show today. It's all I'm trying to do. Hustle and motivate. Choppers a throwaway. Hustle the overweight.